Well, I tell you what. I tell you what. You can breathe now. You can breathe now. You know, we have made it. We have made it. Oh, hold up, hold up. Let me definitely find that one for you. I gotta think. Where is it? Isaiah 45. I think it's Isaiah 45. I'm feeling it. Hold on. I got it. Just as I told you. No. We would be nothing without the darkness. You know, in the beginning there was darkness, you know, and as it was in the beginning, it shall be in the end. You know, understanding that the darkness is the ultimate form of light. You know, understanding that, you know, um, the greatest electricity. You know, the greatest. You know, a product. The dark. The light is a product of the darkness. You know, just like I was explaining earlier. You know, all of our true teachable moments come from the darkness. You know, the wise side of us is a product of the darkness. You know, um, and to bring all of this to the light. You know, the light of your understanding and your circumference of knowledge. Turn to Isaiah chapter 45 for my last note in verse to you, Isaiah chapter 45, where it says, I will give you the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of the secret places, you know, that you may know that I am the Lord, you know, who call you by your name, and the God of Israel, you know. I will give you the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, you know. And in the movies, like, you know, you continually see this, that there are there are the treasures in darkness, you know, in movies like Tomb Raider, you know, Indiana Jones was the first one, you know, Indiana Jones stealing thief ass, you know, criminal ass, Indiana Jones, who really these are the modern stories, you know, who was the other Prometheus, you know, stealing the fire from the gods, you know, going to these, you know, in all these movies that I'm naming, you know, Tomb Raider, Indiana Jones, Prometheus, you know, the actual figure of Alexander the Great, you know, the movie The Mummy, you know, you know, what's the other movie? It's another movie, you know, National Treasure, movies like that. It's another movie. But anyway, the bottom line is, in none of those movies, are white people from Egypt. You know, it's the white man from Egypt. So why the hell are they always trying to claim they from Egypt or claim they were there? And every time, you know, and every time it's proven, you know, that no white people were in Egypt. You know, they trying to say, oh yeah, with slavery going on, you know, no way they could have built that. Basically, you know, they just really be just hating because they didn't build shit. You know, and you know, just, you know, very important to understand, you know, in none of those movies, that shit don't show white people being from Egypt. You know, that shit show white people going to Egypt, you know, and stealing from that motherfucker just like they always been, you know, and stealing from our ancestors and going to ancient Kemet, you know, being, to be more specific and accurate, you know, going to ancient Kemet, going to those places and stealing, you know, and taking our shit, you know, and putting them in museums and shit like that and hiding them in the Vatican now. You know what I'm saying? You know, and having you know, having the black, you know, mother, you know, the black Madonna and child, you know, the black Isis and Heru, you know, all in the Pope church, you know, while the Pope praising them on Lolo. You know what I'm saying? You know, but that's what you have right there. You know, Isaiah 45, you know, verses 3. You know, in verse 3, I will give you the treasures of darkness and riches of hidden secret places. You know what I'm saying? You know. And also that goes to, you can connect that with the part in the Bible. I forgot who God was with, but he was showing them, like the room of presence that, like those were the blessings that, he never, were knowledgeable about, the ones he didn't acknowledge, the gifts that he never received, you know, because he was closed off to something, and he was ignorant of something, whether he was willfully ignorant, unconsciously, being closed off. But either way, when you connect all these things and these understandings. But like I said, man, you have made it. You have made it to the conclusion of BS and redemption, man. BS and redemption. And as I said, I know this has been a very, a very extreme ride, a very extreme ride, but a wonderful, eye-opening, you know, informative, heavily informative, piece of work, because I've been working my butt off all year to bring forth this information to you from the spirit, from the ancestors, you know, and I'm just so proud to have you here because I need you. I need you. We need you. I'm nobody, as I say. I'm nobody. I'm just the vessel that all this information is coming out of. Many of you, know so many things that I already have, that I have given you in this lecture. A lot of people know some of those things, but a lot of shit people don't know. Much, most of which most people don't know. If they did, we'll be somewhere totally different than where we are. So I totally, I'm so thankful that all of you have tuned in, because this has brought all races to the table. This BS and redemption has truly brought all races to the table. And coincidentally, all of the subjects that we don't want to talk about on the daily, are right imprinted in the Bible, and they're um, implied through the text that all of us decide that we'll stay away from. You know, so um, a beautiful thing to bring us all here to this table so we can understand that there none of us, as I continue to say, none of us had to call on none of this, man. We all you know we're all just victims of circumstance, from an innocent youth, from white to black to everything in between, whatever we call it, with our ignorant selves. You know what I'm saying? And we must love each other. We must understand and move forward, and stop being afraid to speak to each other. Stop being afraid to talk about the real, true, tough issues. Because that's really building together. When we can sit and we can talk about and we can talk about the realest shit, and we can talk about the real stuff. The real deal of what's going on in the world. You know, that's when we're gonna get to something. And I also want to say, once again, that the highlight of the year, I just had to make an aside and just say this because nobody ever really broke this down. But the highlight of the year of 2013 is that sister that saved that elementary school in Atlanta, Georgia. And also save that young man's life. Say that young the young European brother's life, or a young brother's life. The white boy life. She saved, a whole school in this young man's life just by saying the words "I love you." Just by telling this young man, "I love you." And nobody ever broke that down. Nobody ever broke that down. The simple fact, that, what is this saying about the parents? Because everybody talked about her composure, like, oh man, her composure had to be damn all that, man. She saved a school with 3 words, man. I love you. And after that, we need to ask, where in the hell are this child's parents? Because what in the world is going on to where this child was so spiritually malnourished? He was so spiritually malnourished that the words "I love you," being deprived of the words "I love you," had this child about to ruin his life and so many others. Lives of so many other families, and so many beautiful children. You know, we must get into the science of this. We must get into the science of this. Just like I was saying, we must get into the science of mental illness. And how can you have so many mature Europeans getting off for mental illness? And you'll have so many mature, grown up Europeans sitting as judges, lawyers, prosecutors, and all this stuff. And they're the only ones getting off on that mentally ill thing. So understanding all these concepts and just like if I didn't break down earlier about Trayvon Martin and the Zimmerman case and all that, and connecting that with Marissa Alexander, and understanding that that's totally beyond race, even though there's so many messages there, because Zimmerman wasn't even white, and Trayvon was a child. Trayvon is a child. So whether this say to white people, because Zimmerman ain't white, and whether this say to grown black men with a weapon, because this is a child with no weapon. Whether this say to grown black men that have a pistol, and where's the message to Europeans here, So understanding how this thing went, everything has went totally beyond, the government, race, and we're in a whole new place, and for us to grab control of this thing is the most important thing, and for the so-called good people, to ultimately stand together, as the children of the Most High, and understand in that understanding and overstanding, that Mother Earth has had enough, and there's only one or two ways to it. There's only one or two ways, man. Doing the right thing, and going against your divine nature, and going against that divine nature, So, man, I just wanted to really thank y'all. Say I appreciate y'all so much. Once again for tuning in. I hope that y'all learned something. I hope that y'all learned something that y'all can pass on. That y'all can pass on. And shoot. To the next episode, man. It's your boy Prophet Williams, man. Much love, peace, blessings. Y'all be safe. Holla at your boy. Cheer.